watching Thrifty Kaniffy. Hello everyone and welcome to Thrifty Kaniffy. Well, today we're going to be looking at an Uncle Henry knife. This one brought to us by American Outdoor Brands for review. And this is the 113-6001. And the legacy number here is 807UH. The next gen Stockman handles on it. This one made in China, obviously. This is a newer make. And what do we have here? The 807UH is a little small Stockman here. 2 3/4 inches. Great for the fifth pocket. That's definitely the type of use and carry that I would recommend for this. Just a fifth pocket carry. Nice little Stockman. This one's a little different than your ordinary Stockman. It doesn't have the spade blade. It's got instead a pin blade. But nickel silver bolsters on either end, that bomb shield in the middle there with the next gen Stockman handles, brass pins. This little pin here is a little proud, and I also noticed that the shield is a little deformed there. You can see it's kind of smushed in here and here, but it's in there pretty smooth. I don't feel any defects in the top of it or anything. It's not sticking out. Uncle Henry stamped in there, looks nice. Elbows on the tangs, a little rough. You're going to want to probably smooth those over, round them over just slightly. And there's a little bit of edginess on the handle on the bottom half. Here I can feel it's more of a 90-degree angle. It doesn't need to be quite so edgy there. So I'd probably take a little sandpaper to it and make it to my liking. Blade sharpness wasn't great. I went ahead and sharpened all the blades. Kind of just touched them up a little bit. Didn't require much. But yeah, a little bit disappointing out of the box in terms of the edge sharpness on the blades. You can see that the construction's really good here. No gaps. You got the brass liners and stainless springs. But I'm not seeing any major gapping there. You do have a little bit of maybe adhesive kind of working its way out there, but I don't feel any difference in the smoothness of it. But you can see just a small black line there. Doesn't meet quite perfectly up here in the corners. But you know, this is like a $22 knife, so we're not going to get too seriously picky. But the springs sit nice and flush in the closed position of the blade, so that's nice. And again, you know, I always recommend if you're going to carry it in the pocket and not your fifth pocket, just go ahead and slip it in a small Rough Rider slip. Fits well in those, much like many of the old timers and smaller Uncle Henrys. But let's go ahead and look at the blades. The first blade you have is a half stop. I'd say it's about a 7 pull on it. You can hear that snap in there pretty nicely. So it has a nice confident lockup. And it's got the satin finish on the blade with their standard nail nick. Have a tang there with Uncle Henry, and then it says 0122. I'm imagining that's probably the date of the blade manufactured. And again, like I said, I touched these blades up a little, so there's a look at the edge on that side and that side. Now on Uncle Henry on one side of the tang, and then inside you get the model number there. You can see this is the 807UH. All right. So good snap on the close and open. Pretty happy with the overall snap on the blades. Also on this one you have, well, let's go ahead and measure that clip point blade, why don't we? So to the tang you have a 2-inch blade, and then with the cutting edge 1 3/4. So pretty straightforward. Alright, so let's look at the second blade now. And here's the little pin blade. Now I think it's a pin blade. Maybe it's called a spade, but I really don't see anything to making this a spade blade. I always look for the top of that to have a little bit of a notch in it, and I'm not seeing that. Just a standard style pin blade. There's a good look at the edge I put on there. Just your satin finish, nothing on the tangs, just your standard nail nick. Easy enough to reach, and again the half stop. And a good little snap on it. I'd say this is about a 6.5 on the pull. Pretty happy with the lockup. Solid. So it's a good little blade there, and really happy with the snappiness of these blades. Really good action on these. Now you got the nail nick on this side on the back for the sheep's foot as well. Let's just go ahead and measure this first blade. Sorry. Alright, so about 1 3/8, not quite 1 1/2 total length, and about a 1 1/8 cutting edge. So pretty small blade there. Sheep's foot, again, half stop on this one, and it's got a nice pull on it too. Probably a 6 1/2, 7. So all the blades have really good walk and talk on them. Really happy with that. And let's get some measurements on this guy. So this one is just shy of 1 1/2 inches total length, and about 1 1/4 cutting edge. No tang stamps on it either. You just get the standard little nail nick there. And there's a look at my edge grind there. Not quite as even as the other blades. That gives you a good idea of, you know, what you can get out of a smaller little Stockman 3 blades, and a lot of work can be done by a little small knife like this, and doesn't require a whole lot of pocket room. Throw this in the fit pocket. You don't have to worry about it getting banged around by your keys or your spare change or whatever you have in there, and keep it nice and pretty. But really, I'm most impressed by the build quality and the action of the blades. On such a smaller knife, you get really good action on the blades. Just really good pull on them. Feel very very smooth, and just liking the way it moves around in and out. No blade play or any oddities with the blades. They don't rub one another, and they're nice and stiff. You know, they're not the flimsy style blades. It takes quite a bit to do any flexing on it. Again, they're just the 7CR17. Nothing special is about the blade steel there. Budget blade steel, but like I said, they're about $22, I think, on Amazon. Maybe a little cheaper elsewhere. Maybe around 18 on Chicago Knife Works, something like that. But yeah, overall, pretty nice little knife. Does it need some refinement? Yeah, I think so. You need, you know, these tangs here are kind of edgy. Definitely want to take care of that. And the handle could be smoothed out a little bit. You know, put a little KPL in the pivot and smooth out the action even more. Yeah, just be something that you can definitely work on and improve the action even more. Yeah, it definitely did. So yeah, these are nice little knives, and I really like the Old Timer and Uncle Henry smaller knives. I think that's where, well, for their pocket knives, I think that's an area that they really excel at. They're smaller knives. They make quite a few different varieties, and they all seem to be pretty good. So there you go, guys. The Uncle Henry 807UH, nice little fifth pocket carry. If you're into Stockmans, something a little different with that spade blade, being a pen blade instead. I mean, what do you think? That looks like a pen blade to me. Let me know in the comments what you think. So that's going to do it for my review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that bell to be made aware of videos when new videos drop. You guys make sure to have a fantastic day today. Please do take care.